welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Danielle Pardo, your Caribbean travel specialist, and today I'm back with our review of Nickelodeon hotels and resorts, Punta Cana.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
So in our last video, I had told you that I would be doing a review of what I think of the hotel and things that I think they could have improved upon, things that were good that I completely enjoyed, as well as whatever you can expect from your stay. So let's get into it. Now, while we were there, I actually went for just a 3-day trip. So I went in on a Thursday and I left on a Saturday. Now, for me, what was really exciting was the fact that my flight was early because I am based in Orlando, which is about 2 hours, if that, away. So just a short flight, a short hop over, and I went in on JetBlue. So I had Wi-Fi the whole time, which was great. So I was able to keep up with everyone, was able to continue working, checking emails, and in communication with whomever I needed to be in communication with. The service on the airport was great. Nickelodeon Hotels Punta Cana, they have a relationship with BRX services, so you can book your transportation with them. It is an additional charge. It's not automatically included in this, so I guess you can say that's a con because they do not group transportation with the reservation, but they do have a relationship with transportation services, and that's BRX services. So in my first video I was telling you that everything pretty much was smooth. I had a small hiccup, but they were really great once they found me in the system and was able to whisk me off to my destination. So upon arrival, it is such a beautiful resort. So you would get that wow factor as you go in. So there's a con, there's a pro. It definitely gives that wow. It makes you feel like you're on vacation. Everyone is very welcoming. So as soon as you pull up, you will have that welcome feeling where they are getting you in and directing you where you need to go. So once you check in to your room, someone may or may not escort you around the property to help you locate yourself. And I must tell you, the property itself is absolutely gorgeous. So again, another plus. Absolutely fabulous property, very calm. Like the whole atmosphere itself is very calm. So especially if you're looking for a relaxing vacation, you're definitely going to begin to feel it here. The reason for that actually is that the water park that is attached to it is not on the property itself. It's across the street. So all of that noise and that activity is over there, and you're able to rest peacefully and enjoy all of the sounds of the ocean and those kind of things on the other side where all of the accommodations are. So definitely a plus. My first day, I had dinner over at the Italian restaurant. I will have to say that of all of the food that I've had, that one was my least favorite. And primarily because the flavors to me were not quite what I was expecting. So that one, well, it all depends on how much of Italian food that you like. So you would have to be the judge of that. But I will say that I didn't like it. Not very much, at least. But I really loved the rooms, which I had shown you. Mine was the Royal Flat Suite. So the rooms and accommodations themselves, also top-notch, top tier. So definitely a pro there. You have more than enough room for you and your family, no matter the family size. Even if it is 2 adults and 3 kids, even with that arrangement, or that size, that family size. I know the standard is 4, 2 adults, 2 kids, but with a family size of 2 adults and 3 kids, you will still be able to comfortably sleep in the Royal Flat Suites. This definitely the Royal Flat Suite, the flat suite itself as well. So any suite in the flat category, they include the long hallways, the spacious living room, it has the split bathroom situation, so you have the shower, the tub have a different section in the Royal, and then you also have the toilet area that's enclosed. So it also had double sinks, so you could definitely be getting ready. Multiple persons can definitely be getting ready at the same time in that suite. So pluses all around there. Now, when it comes to bedding, I did have a look at the sofa bed, so that might be something that you would want to consider if however you feel comfortable. Basically, if you want your children to sleep on a sofa bed, they do have rollaway beds, as well as for babies. They have free of charge cribs, strollers, all of the necessary items that babies and toddlers would need, and that's free of charge, but they are on a first come first served basis. So you will definitely need to request them once you reach on property so that you can have use of them. It's a plus in that you don't have to travel with all of the extra stuff that sometimes babies and toddlers would need. The negative is that it's on a first come first served basis. So something to think about there. In terms of the entertainment, we have just a slight difference of opinion when it comes to that, because this is Dominican Republic and it is a Caribbean island, and because of that, the culture in itself is different from what the Western world would agree on or associate with. So I say that because we were looking at a show that they had put on. It was like after 9, so it was more geared towards the adults. However, there was one particular part of the show that was a little bit, could be considered a little bit raunchy, in that some little girls were watching it and they went, and the other agent who was with me, she's from the US, and she was like, I don't know if that was age appropriate because of what entailed. And really it was, he was gyrating a little close to the lady who was in front of her. Now, in Caribbean culture, I don't know if you've ever experienced carnival or you've seen the type of action that happens during carnival. And there are children there, but that is how they dance. And this entertainment section included dance. So it's really more of what your perception on that is. For the live shows, I would caution anyone from the US or Western side of the world to think more of, if you're going to have your children watching your shows, have them watch the show before 9 o'clock. Anything after 9, then just think that it's more geared towards the adults. And that's for the live shows. Now, for the shows for children, they had bunks houses. They do have the character breakfast. This is an additional charge, so that is something that you would have to arrange, or you can prepay. But just know that you do have to come out of pocket additionally, aside from your accommodations for the character breakfast. They also have an all-white beach party, and this happens on a Saturday. Again, this is at an additional fee, so it is not included, but it is a nice way to experience different things, as well as enjoy some live music while dressed up and having some dinner on the beach. I think the highlight really was that they had a Dominican night, so they had a lot of local culture as well as foods that you could try, and this one was included. It was just right in the plaza, right there in between the restaurants in the gourmet village. So if you're looking for any more club scene or really hype vibe though, they did not have that. That is not something that you would find here. So if that's what you're looking for in terms of adult entertainment, that's not going to be here. The only time I encountered the DJ was really when they had the all-white beach party that was at the additional cost. So entertainment overall, I would say there were some things that I feel like could be done more for the adults. But in terms of the children, how can I forget? One of the biggest highlights really is the water park. And for the kids, that's pretty much all that they need. I would say for adults, there is some improvement that could happen there. Now, circling back to the overall stay, because of the purpose that I had gone there for, which was to get to know the property, I didn't have a chance to really spend a lot of time in each individual area, on the beach or by the pool or over at the water park. I was able to visit those areas for a little while. But even in the times that I was there was no overcrowding. I think early in the morning, the beach chairs and everything, you can go down and you can take pictures because no one's there. Around 8:30, 9 o'clock, then you would see people start coming down to hang out over by the pool or by the beach. But at the same time, even in the restaurants, we know the property is pretty much full because they sell out really quickly. But because of how spread out the property is, you don't encounter a lot of people at any one time. So there is always room. You don't feel crowded. You don't feel rushed. There are enough bars and restaurants to where you can pick and choose which one you want to go to be able to get service. Service overall, I think, was pretty excellent for what I've seen. None of the guests were complaining. We were all pretty patient when it came to just having a relaxing time and just having a good time overall, because it didn't feel like you were being overlooked. So you weren't sitting anywhere for any long periods and not being addressed or at least made aware of. So when we went to the restaurants, especially in the evening, there was a wait, but they always let us know, hey, it's going to be a wait. It's about 5 to 10 minutes, and we will update you as time goes by. And they would come out and let you know, okay, hey, we've got through this amount of people. Your table will be ready for you shortly, just a little while longer. So that continuous communication was there as well. And I know you're probably thinking, well, you guys were a bunch of agents, and that means that you got better or priority service. But in actuality, most of them didn't know that we were agents. Okay? It seemed like we were just visiting dignitaries, if you want to say that, because we had a tour guide. Because that's basically what Alejandra, shout out to Alejandra, that's basically who she was for us, because she was just taking us around the property. And we did get visited by the general manager as well. Hi, Julissa. But the rest of the time we were just by ourselves. So the staff themselves didn't always know who we were. And that's just the type of treatment that we had. So I would say this is a good resort, especially if you want to have fun and still be able to relax and unwind, because I know sometimes just thinking of traveling with children can be a headache within itself. It's just the notion of getting through the airport and then going to someplace that's overcrowded that you would feel like you can get service. This is not one of them. It has definitely more pros than cons. I think the major con to me was that they didn't have as much variety in terms of adult entertainment. However, this is geared at families, so I guess they were thinking that you were going to spend a lot of time with your children anyway. Let's make sure that we keep the children entertained and happy. Once the children are happy, they're tired, then the adults can actually finally relax. And my favorite part of the whole place really was the balcony. Sitting down on the balcony, I was ready to take an afternoon siesta. It was fabulous. If I were to rate it, I would definitely rate it a high 8.5 out of 10. Definitely would recommend. Well, in review, I would say restaurants are great, accommodations are great, lovely water slide, good activities for children. One con, not enough entertainment for the adults. Okay? Well, that's my personal review. I will see you in the next